this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed Human.
Our listeners love puzzles, paradoxes, and hidden patterns almost as much as we do. On TikTok, those fascinations come to life. People are breaking down physics, exploring geology, and explaining why the world works the way it does. You'll see impressive experiments, explanations that finally make sense, and connections you didn't expect. It's like having a lab, a lecture hall, and science museum in your pocket. TikTok is where wonder is shared, where curiosity turns into discovery, and where millions learn something new every day.
All cat parents understand the feeling of being totally ignored by your cat and often thinking, does my cat even love me? There's only one solution to solve that: Sheba. Feed your cat Sheba and go from feeling ignored to truly adored in 12 days guaranteed or your money back. Sheba has a menu of products, appetizers, entrees, treats, and even a kittens menu. So Sheba has a product for even the pickiest eater, like Sheba Puree made with bone broth, a smooth and creamy texture that cats love, or Sheba Grilled, protein-rich formula made with real chicken and seafood. To learn more, check out Sheba.com.
Hey, and welcome to The Short Stuff. It's Josh, it's Chuck, and we're both alive for now.
Well, I'll tell you what, buddy. If I was ever dead, I would want you to make sure of it by killing me again.
Yeah, but you'd be setting me up for a real legal quagmire that probably would not break in my favor, Chuck. So I don't know if I can guarantee that.
I wish I could do a good impression of the late actor slash magician slash kind of comedian Ricky Jay, because anyone who's ever seen the, to my mind, great P.T. Anderson movie from 1999, Magnolia.
It is great.
Will recall, and if you're interested, by the way, our friend of the show, Josh's boyfriend, Adam Pranica, was on my P.T. Anderson series on Movie Crush. So we covered Magnolia and all the P.T. Anderson movies before the show ended, that is.
I've got one even better than you.
What's that?
Another friend of the show, Paul F. Tompkins.
Oh, yeah.
P.F. Tompkins, not P.T. Anderson. He did a script reading for Magnolia at the table with all the actors, and apparently was not doing well enough for Tom Cruise not to say something like, can we keep getting this right or something? It's a hilarious story.
I've never heard
where
that.
Tom Cruise is essentially like being mean to P.F. Tompkins for not doing a good job script reading.
Well, that I sort of liked Tom Cruise until then, because Paul F. Tompkins is a national treasure, and he was actually in the movie There Will Be Blood, because, I don't know, maybe he did such a good job at that table reading.
Yeah, that's another P.T. Anderson film, right?
Yeah.
Where he goes, I'm done with drinking milkshakes or something.
That's it. I don't want any more milkshake, thank you, I think is the line.
Why are we talking about Magnolia, Chuck?
Because, once again, at the beginning of that movie, there's a series of vignettes. Ricky Jay narrates them. And the first, I think it's the first one, I don't recall, but it's a very kind of cool sequence where this story is told where a guy named Sidney Barringer attempted suicide, but it became a suicide. The long and short of it is he jumped out of a window. His parents lived in the apartment or in an apartment below him. And as he jumped and was falling to what he thought would be his death, his mom and dad got into an argument. His mom aims a shotgun at the dad. The gun goes off. It goes through the window, missing the father, and kills the son on his way down to land. The guy didn't know this when he went to jump off the building, but there was a net down there that would have caught him and saved his life. Yeah.
So it went from him taking his own life to his mom murdering him to his suicide being ruled an attempted one. He couldn't have completed it because of that net. But it gets even crazier because when the police show up, the mom and dad say, we have no idea how the shotgun was loaded. We use it to threaten one another all the time, so we know not to load it.
Yeah.
And upon more investigation, they found that Sidney had loaded it. So he loaded the gun that killed him, and so the medical examiner ruled it a suicide after all.
That's right. This story is not true, as it turns out. It was based on the story of Ronald Opus, which came from an oral story of the president of the American Academy of Forensic Sciences, Don Harper Mills. In 1987, he told the story at a banquet, eventually found its way to the internet, but Mills maintains that he made it up to illustrate how turning up new evidence can completely alter the outcome of a coroner's ruling.
Right.
Woo.
And it's a really good example of just how strange turns of events in evidence collection can completely alter a medical examiner's ruling on the cause of
Yeah.
death. And that also applies to an entirely niche, I guess, area of legal scholarship,
Mm-hmm.
which is, can you murder someone who's already dead? And it turns out it's not nearly as straightforward as you would think.
All right, let's take a break. What a tease. And we'll
Thanks.
come back with more talk of Boogie Nights and Hard Eight right after this.
Stuff you should know. Stuff you should know. Charles W. Chuck Bryant. Stuff you should know.
Hey, everybody, here's a fact for you. In the United States, there is a break-in every 26 seconds, and that means that somewhere right now, an intruder is getting closer. And the problem with most security systems is that they only alert you after the break-in has started, and that's too late.
Well, that's what makes SimpliSafe different. They use alerts. SimpliSafe's U.S.-based live agents, they identify threats on your property and help deter them before they actually break in. So the intruder never gets into your house. The crime is stopped before it even starts.
That's right. And another great thing about SimpliSafe is they have no long-term contracts. They give you peace of mind and great value with their monitoring deterrence plans because they just start at about $1 a day.
Yeah, SimpliSafe sent us a setup years back, and I still use mine every day.
Yeah, and apparently setup, you can do it by yourself in under 30 minutes. So it's a really good value and it doesn't take long.
So if you want to experience the SimpliSafe peace of mind, you can take advantage of the SimpliSafe discount offered to Stuff You Should Know listeners. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplisafe.com/stuff. That's half off at simplisafe.com/stuff. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Work can be a little weird. One minute you're in a meeting that could have been an email. The next you're trying to decode corporate jargon that somehow means nothing. And don't even get us started on the quick sync that turns into a 45-minute deep dive.
Yeah, well, the truth is figuring out your career isn't always straightforward. Whether you're trying to grow, pivot, or just stay relevant, it can feel like you're navigating it all on your own. Well, that's where LinkedIn comes in.
That's right. LinkedIn can help you grow your career, helping you confidently navigate your path with insights, ideas, and inspiration from your professional community. You can stay up to date with the latest trends in your field, connect with people who get it, and discover opportunities tailored to your goals, your experience, and what actually matters to you.
Whether you're looking for something new or just trying to grow where you are, LinkedIn gives you the tools and connections to move forward with confidence. Because LinkedIn is the network that works for you. Visit linkedin.com/knowstuff to learn more. Stuff you should know. So, Chuck, we're talking about whether it's possible legally to murder a dead body. Obviously, physically, it's not. And there's actual case law where people have done something like this, and legal scholars, prosecutors, defense teams, juries have had to sort this out. And one of the best-known ones came in France in 1986.
That's right, with the death of Monsieur Wilkins. Monsieur Wilkins got in a brawl with Monsieur Charot. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's Monsieur Charot.
What did I say?
Monsieur.
How do you pronounce it?
Monsieur.
Really? Why is it M-O-N? Is that all silent?
It's just the French doing their French thing.
So Monsieur isn't a thing at all?
No, it's Monsieur.
I've heard of Monsieur. I just thought this was a more formal title or something.
No,
I didn't know
that's
it was
it.
Spelled M-O-N. That's weird.
That's the famous Monsieur.
All right.
So Monsieur Charot.
All right, so Monsieur Charot was in this brawl with Monsieur Wilkins.
Mm-hmm.
Wilkins was knocked unconscious by an iron bar by Monsieur Charot.
Very nice.
And then Monsieur Charot used that same iron bar to strangle Monsieur Wilkins. The next day, another dude, Monsieur Perderot,
Very nice.
came along and was like, "Hey, this Wilkins guy's still alive, and so I'm gonna beat him to death with a glass bottle and strangle him just to make sure that he's dead." The medical examiner found that Charot had actually killed him, so he was dead.
Mm-hmm.
So then the question remains, what happens to Perderot when he commits this seeming act of murder on a dead body?
Right. So there's an actual answer for this. And before we get to the answer, we have to talk about a couple of legal things and another case.
Yeah.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
So the people who are arguing against Perdereau's guilt, so say his defense team, said he cannot be charged with murder or even attempted murder because murdering Monsieur Wilkins was a legal impossibility. It was impossible for him to complete this act, which means that he can't possibly be guilty of it. And that was apparently a longstanding idea in law, that of this idea of a legal impossibility and guilt, right? And so some people said, okay, that's actually a pretty good explanation. I think he might not be guilty. And other people said, wait. Forget this legal impossibility mumbo jumbo. What we think is more important is intent. What did he intend to do? He thought that Wilkins was still alive when he tried to murder him. So his intent was to murder this man. Therefore, he's guilty of attempted murder. And everybody said, what to do, sacre bleu.
That's right. I thought that was sacred blow. So they said we must look to see if there's any precedent. That was in the 80s, and I don't know if they actually looked at the American case or not, because you can't really set precedent on someone else's country, right?
No, it's not precedent necessarily, but I think like it's out there. Sure, yeah.
Okay. So New York City, 1975, 11 years before the French incident, as it's known by me only. There were some dudes drinking in an apartment, 3 guys drinking. The guy's apartment was Michael Geller, and another guy, Joe Bush, had been staying there, kind of freeloading, staying with the guy, and they were sitting there getting a little more drunk. Obviously, some hotheads kind of guys.
Yeah.
And Geller started saying, like, "Hey, dude, you've been crashing here. I need some rent. Why don't you start chipping in on rent?" This thing escalated such that Bush eventually shot him 3 times in the chest, and the guy falls to the floor. And then the third guy comes in, Melvin Dlugash, and stands over Geller and fires 5 more shots into his head. Both of these guys are charged, obviously, with murder. But once again, Dlugash, his defense was, hey, this guy was already dead, or at least you can't prove that he was alive when I shot him 5 times in the head. He was initially convicted of murder, but it was overturned, saying that you can't prove that he was dead, so you can't charge me with murder.
Right. And I just want to say, this seems like a fairly shocking crime, but this took place while there was still lead in America's gasoline.
Right. Yeah.
So, like you said, Dlugash, that's the best way you could say that horrible name.
Yeah.
He got off because, the prosecution couldn't prove that Geller was still alive. And New York Supreme Court said, no, not so fast. It doesn't matter whether Geller was still alive. You thought he might have still been alive, which is why you shot him 5 times in the head. And we're going to throw out this idea of legal impossibility and adopt basically a new framework, or at least we're going to take an existing framework and basically make it the framework, which is intent.
Yeah.
That is that. Like, what you intended to do determines your guilt or innocence, not the actual fact or possibility of whether you could have done what you were trying to do.
Right. Specifically, the charge is attempted murder. What you can't do is charge somebody with murder.
Right. Because
you can't murder a corpse. It's just not scientifically, forget legally, it's not scientifically possible to kill something that is already dead. But attempted murder you certainly can. So the French High Court weighs in on the Perdereau case with Monsieur. Man, what a dope.
No, this is an instant classic because of that.
And they came to the same conclusion, and they said, all right, you're guilty of attempted murder then because our friend the Yanks across the pond, they informed our opinion on this, perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps. So there's at least one more that we want to call out. This actually happens with surprising frequency. I would not think that there would be more than 1 or 2 cases, but there are some here or there. One that I saw was that it's sometimes used to prosecute cops who shoot people a bunch of times. There was a cop in Toronto who a guy came at with a knife and he shot him 3 times and the guy dropped. And then he went up and shot him a bunch more times when the guy was on the ground. And the jury said, nope, that was illegal murder. We can't convict you of murder because this is in the line of duty. And it was the bullets after, the shots after, that we can now convict you of attempted murder.
Yeah. It also happened to our dear friends in Australia in the case of what looks like a mercy killing. In 2014, near one of our favorite cities, Melbourne, two guys, Daniel Darrington and Rocky Spartacus Matscassi, what a name.
Yeah.
They got in a fight, were struggling over a gun. The gun went off. Well, I was about to say killed. It struck Matscassi in the head. His body's on the ground twitching around and stuff. And Darrington shoots him. He's like, hey, I don't want this guy. And the quote was, didn't want the bloke suffering. And killed him for sure, then went back, got more bullets, and then shot him again. And he was charged with murder. And the jury said, we can't find him guilty because the prosecution didn't kill that you intended to kill him when the gun went off to begin with.
Right. But they did find him guilty of attempted murder because he demonstrated quite clearly that he thought Matscassi was still alive and shot him to kill him, however merciful the act was supposed to be.
Right.
And he got convicted of attempted murder for that one.
Wow.
Had he not tried to be merciful and put Matscassi out of his misery, and just the initial shot had killed him, he wouldn't have been convicted of anything at all.
Yeah, it would have been, I guess, a struggle, maybe even self-defense. Who knows how they would have framed it?
Yeah, for sure. So I guess that's the takeaway here. If somebody is potentially already dead, call an ambulance.
Yeah, this kind of thing I feel like is in movies a lot. I feel like it often comes up as like to prove your loyalty to the organization. Like someone's in there, like, I killed most of them, you got to finish them off, so we're both liable or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I see that a lot in movies, I feel like.
Sure. Short stuff, I guess it's out.
Stuff You Should Know is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. Introducing the all-new Mazda CX-5, featuring more connection.
Hey Google, where's the nearest Pilates class?
Safety that has your back. More discovery on the scenic routes. More passion in the details. And more control in changing weather. The all-new Mazda CX-5. More to move every side of you. See it in 5 films at MazdaUSA.com/5sides.
Google is a trademark of Google LLC. Sequences shortened and simulated.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed Human.